Hello and welcome back to another video on the Wrestle Debate and to another edition of Smackdown Out of 10. Big show today, of course, it's the first show since Elimination Chamber, and we've got all of the fallout from that. Brock Lesnar, the new WWE Champion, taking on Roman Reigns, of course. Ronda Rousey picking up the victory. So yeah, all sorts going on. So let's keep on going into the show. Ronda Rousey kicks off and said that she planned to come back and win the Royal Rumble after her leave. She brought up that her own mother was the first person to black belt in judo as a single mother, and Ronda herself became the first ever woman to secure the UFC title. Charlotte came out and made fun of Ronda, telling her to go back on another vacation, while Sonya attacked Rousey from behind. Charlotte joined in and dragged Rousey down from the apron and hit her with a knee. Before Ronda managed to toss the girl away with judo through, causing them to retreat. Backstage, Adam Pearce was shocked about Sonya getting involved in Charlotte and Ronda's match and said because of that, Rousey would face the Deville next week. And Joe, I'm up for that. Decent start to SmackDown, kind of what we come to expect in recent weeks, but still okay. But anyway, next up was New Day vs Los Cesaros. New Day came out in an ATV and it was Kofi's gift for Big E's birthday. Kofi and Humberto kicked off the match and attacks were made early on with New Day's in control. Big E had Humberto locked in a hole before going for a double team move. Kingston was back and got a near fall before he headed for a break. Back on the show, Lothario isolated Kofi in the ring before Kingston came out and made the tag. New Days were sent outside line. Kofi tagged back in, and Angel hit a dive on Kingston before being distracted by Big E's ATV. The distraction let the New Day to get back in control, but Garza managed to turn it around and set up for the finish. Big E then threatened to run Humberto over at the ringside, and the distraction allowed Kofi and E to pick up the win with a midnight hour. Yeah, I'll give this a 6 out of 10. Decent enough match. I kind of feel like New Day lost the Cesaros. They keep on ending up together. But it's still a decent match, so yeah, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. The Usos were backstage on SmackDown. We're looking forward to their contract signing for Mania. They called the Viking Raiders smelly before the Viking Raiders attacked them and took them out. Giant Lee was then backstage and said that she was ready to make her in-ring debut on SmackDown. And yeah, it was. Natalya was in action. It wasn't against Aaliyah. I could not believe it. Natalya had the early advantage and took Lee down in the corner before Jaya came back with a counter. Natalya then got a big suplex before Jaya broke free of the submission, got some big strikes in. Natalya tried for a sharpshooter, but it was reversed, getting the win off a spinning heel kick. Yeah, great win for Shia Lee. I'll give it a 6 out of 10 just because it wasn't that same match, and Shia, a new style, getting the victory. Love to see it. Sonnys Aim was out next to celebrate his title win on the show and said that he won the gold regardless of conspiracy against him. He said he was happy to defend his title against anyone but Johnny Knoxville, who walked out to the ring. And as SmackDown continues, Zayn tried to get Knoxville to leave the ring, but Sammy said that Knoxville was going to challenge him, and he did. Sammy tried to say that Knoxville had no place in the ring before attacking him and hitting 2 Saluba kicks. Yeah, the build for this is going to be great. Really can't wait to see where it goes. Ricochet was backstage when Sammy was talking to Adam Pearce and ended up getting an IC title match next week. That will also be great. So yeah, decent little segment. Before we got Sasha Banks versus Shotzi. Shotzi got the first takedown of the match. Banks then got a big Meteora before getting the backstabber. Sasha then locked in the bank statement and made Shotzi tap out for the quick win. After the match, Naomi got in the ring and announced that she and Banks would be teaming to pursue the women's tag team titles. This gets a 5 out of 10 from me. Sasha coming back and just women's tag team titles WrestleMania season, and poor Shotzi. She was doing decent stuff before she just suddenly disappeared, and now she's just getting squashed by Sasha Banks. Yeah, on the whole, this was really, really disappointing. Baron Corbin was then backstage on SmackDown and said that he wanted revenge on McIntyre for nearly breaking Moss's necks, and we got a rematch again. Corbin got on the mic and praised Moss before the match. The duo attacked Drew before the match started, and Drew was sent into the corner. The match started and Drew got a Glasgow kiss before trying to get the element of the Banner Slam, but Moss got out of it. After a break, Moss got a big boot before Drew got a series of throws. McIntyre then got a neck breaker, but Corbin interrupted the finisher. Moss took advantage with a jab to the eye and got a near fall. Drew then hit a sudden claymore to pick up the victory. Yeah, I'll give this a 5 out of 10. Once again, we've just kind of seen it loads. Move on to McIntyre vs Corbin if you have to. Ronda Rousey was backstage on the show and said that she would show Deville next week what happens when authority steps out of line. Roman Reigns was out next for his contract signing with the Usos and Heyman. Reigns had a bunch of security guys guarding the ring for him. Heyman said that the additional security was there for Brock's protection before he headed for a break. Brock Lesnar made his way out and was trying to compose himself before saying the security would make no difference if he wanted to beat everyone up. Reigns nearly kicked the table down in the ring out of anger and said that they contract, and Heyman said that Brock wouldn't even make it to WrestleMania as a champion because he would lose at MSG next week. Reigns said the world title was also his and that this was his show in the ring, and his fans claiming he owned everything, including the security guys. Brock wiped out all of them with F5s and German suplexes before tossing them around the table as Reigns retreated. I'd like to actually get the contract signing. I can't remember. But yeah, this was, I mean, like, why are we doing contract signing this far out? It was okay, but it was very random, to be honest. Overall this week, Smackdown gets a 6 out of 10 from me. Yeah, decent episode of Smackdown this. I mean, like, there were some bits in the middle that weren't great, but, you know, contract signing, Reigns and Lesnar are always in the ring together. That was a decent moment always. But, you know, it could have been a better episode of Smackdown. But, you know, 6 weeks away from WrestleMania or whatever, we are going to probably have some duds on the way there, unfortunately. But anyway, guys, that's the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Your thoughts, comments down below. Follow on to the link description for daily wrestling news. And subscribe to my channel on the screen right now. It'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.